After the conclusion of the battle with Kaguya, Sasuke Uchiha made a single declaration that cemented his fate after the Fourth Great Ninja War ended. That choice was his open declaration of executing the 5 Kage while they are trapped under the infinite Tsukuyomi and ruling the world as a dictator, an overwhelming force of power that forced the world to focus on their hatred on him and him alone.
Yeah, alright. But before that, I'm executing the current 5 Kage inside the infinite Tsukuyomi.
However, as we all know, Sasuke's plans would fail as he fought against Naruto in the battle that held the fate of the ninja world at balance. It was a battle of light against darkness, hope for a better future, weighed against the threat of a future filled with bloodshed. Though Sasuke ended up losing his arm during that battle and he conceded in defeat, not everyone forgave Sasuke Uchiha.
I've lost.
Though he'd helped release the infinite Tsukuyomi, he was still placed in prison with sealing tags over his eyes and he was put on trial. As Kakashi stated in Naruto chapter 699, Sasuke was only allowed to walk the world free because of these 2 very important factors. Kakashi had to use all of his newfound political capital as Hokage to be allowed to take personal responsibility for Sasuke if he ever fell off the path of good, and Naruto had to use all of his goodwill with the Kages to convince them that Sasuke wasn't a threat to the world. For the crimes of being a rogue ninja, donning the robes of the Akatsuki, invading the Cloud Village, conspiring to kidnap the Jinchuriki, attempting to murder that Jinchuriki via Biju extraction, attacking a neutral country during the 5 Kage summit by murdering samurai, attacking the 5 Kage at that summit, killing the interim 6 Hokage who was appointed by the feudal lord of the Land of Fire, starting the war aligned with the Akatsuki, and after Kaguya's defeat, he openly talked of executing the Kages. It was a massive request that Kakashi expended all of his political capital to have him be put on probation and Naruto to bow his head before the Kages, begging for Sasuke not to spend his life in jail. It wasn't something that was lost upon Sasuke Uchiha as he began his journey for redemption, which is why in today's first installment of Akatsuki Hiden, we're going to be taking a look at that moment where Sasuke, towards the end of his redemption journey, reflected on Naruto's role in having him placed on probation and Sasuke's honest thoughts on Naruto continuing to fight for him despite everything that Sasuke had done. For those of you guys who are wondering, Akatsuki Hiden is a Naruto light novel set in the events after Naruto chapter 699 when Sasuke leaves Konoha and before Naruto chapter 700, which is when Naruto conducts the 5 Kage summit as Hokage. For Akatsuki Hiden, the prologue and epilogue of this novel focuses on Sasuke as he continues his redemption journey and takes place after Naruto's wedding, but before Sasuke fights Chino during the Sasuke Sunrise novel, better known to anime fans as the Exploding Humans arc. As a reminder, Naruto Shippuden adapted the novels out of order. Naruto's wedding takes place before Sasuke vs. Chino happens. In fact, it takes place several months after Naruto's wedding. In this novel, Sasuke, while on his redemption journey, discovers the truth about the Akatsuki from their early years as a mercenary group and when they sealed away 2 of the Jinchuriki during the time skip. The information he uncovers changes his views on Itachi, but it also forces him to view the Akatsuki in a different light. For this scene specifically, Sasuke is making his way through the Land of Fire, reflecting on the events of his life prior to this and the burden that he feels to redeem himself for his past sins, and that's when his mind drifts to Naruto. So with the scene and the context finally being set, it's here I'm going to begin reading the scene from the novel, and then I'll give you my thoughts, and it's here I'm going to begin quoting. This man's name was Sasuke Uchiha. His journey was driven because of past revenge, death, and all the hatred inside of him. A little before this story, he lived alone, cut off, truncated everything that he left behind, and then he was considered a criminal. Now we know his own sin. You are yourself. And the traveling alone is a way to redeem it and to reconsider his own shadow. His crimes were great and should have made him in prison, and that was actually one of the main reasons that Sasuke was doing this in the darkness. But his charges were dropped and he was able to walk into the flittering sunlight freely thanks to Naruto Uzumaki, or the shinobi that is now being referred to as the son of Konoha. Then Sasuke was desperately trying to break off his ties of friendship with Naruto Uzumaki, but now Sasuke was grateful to him, and he is relieved that he did not let go of their friendship back then. Many thanks to him, and even now, he still never lets go of their friendship. Back then, Naruto was the only one who had faith in him. End Quote, so what should really stand out here is the fact that Sasuke does not take for granted anything Naruto did for him, but what I personally love here is how even years after being put on a lifetime probation, Sasuke is still reflecting on how he treated Naruto, someone who he'd attempted to sever all of his ties with, who he'd given every reason for Naruto to actually hate him. The fact that Naruto went this far for him and continued to still go this far for him to this day weighed very heavily on Sasuke's mind. To Sasuke, it was a sin for him to have to put Naruto through so much, but more importantly, the fact that Naruto continued to do so much for him even afterwards. Sasuke was content with the punishment that the 5 Kage were going to give to him, lifetime in jail or even execution. He was well aware of his crimes. He knew that the good deed that he did by sealing away Kage didn't count in their eyes because he did so for an entirely selfish reason. He wanted to rule as a dictator. He didn't want to save the world out of the kindness of his heart. He wanted to save the world from the darkness that Kage was bringing, only to replace it with him himself being the darkness that everyone would fear. Sasuke knew that he was being given a second chance, but he didn't view himself entirely being worthy of being around those inside the very village that he once vowed to destroy. As we'll see in future installments of the series, even after Hashirama's words, Sasuke is still struggling with how he should feel about Itachi's sacrifice and what the role of a ninja should be. He's in the transition to becoming the Sasuke that we know in Boruto, the guy who protects the village from the shadows and does things that the Hokage can't do publicly. He's in the process of training himself. However, the words of Tobirama hang very heavily on his mind during this time. He knows that he needs to get stronger in order to defeat the threats beyond Kaguya, but he worries about doing so by getting stronger because of the Uchiha clan's curse, which is gaining more power the stronger their hatred becomes. Deeply nestled inside of Sasuke during this time is someone who knows and openly admits he's one false step away from falling into the darkness, but he wants to stand on his own 2 feet to show that he's truly worthy of Naruto and Kakashi putting their credibility on the line for him. Before he can continue to seek power, he has to gain the answers to what it means to be truly redeemed. He's seeking out the true understanding of the Uchiha clan, which has led him to following Itachi's journey while Itachi was in the Akatsuki, looking for traces of his brother's existence to gain more understanding of how to control that fire that still burns inside of him, which Sasuke directly says in the novel that occurs right after this, which is the Sasuke Sunrise novel, that a part of him still struggles with the bloodlust and he struggles with the fear of losing his new family in Team 7. Tobirama's words at the Uchiha Shrine still haunt him to this day. The memories of Itachi's past, which Itachi implanted into Sasuke's mind, both in the anime during the moment when Edo Itachi held Sasuke's forehead and told him that he would always love him. The Itachi Midnight novel also reveals that in the time before Sasuke sealed away the Biju, he was reflecting on Itachi's life, recalling these past events. For Sasuke, his answer back then to Itachi's sacrifice had been one word: revolution. Now, that answer was redemption. However, in the next installment of Akatsuki Hiden, Sasuke's view on redemption continues to evolve as he acknowledges part of his soul that he hadn't fully acknowledged until now. That was his thoughts on a certain medical ninja with cherry blossom hair. However, that's going to be it for this installment of Akatsuki Hiden. I'll be back with another installment soon. So my question for you guys is, how do you guys feel about Sasuke viewing what he put Naruto through as being part of his past sins and that he needed to redeem himself for that? Is Sasuke being too hard on him, and how do you guys feel about people still holding Sasuke's actions against him, even in the Boruto era? Is Sasuke truly redeemed, or does Sasuke still have more ways to go? Let me know down in the comment section below, but as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.